guys, this has been a very spectacular day for FanFes 2026. So FanFes has grown and thrived thanks to the talented and dedicated artists, creators, and cosplayers who have been eagerly presenting their creations and engaging with the wider community. Let's get to know more about them and challenges they face here at TikTok, a venue for engaging discussions about important issues with our panel of experts who will share their experience, give tips and tricks, and take questions from you guys, our audience. So guys, excited na ba kayo? Hindi ko kayo naririnig. Excited na ba kayo sa ating TikTok? Alright! So, today's topic is upscaling your cosplay. How to transform budget buys into a top-tier costumes. As every cosplayer strives to create their best portrayal of their favorite character, their energy and boundless enthusiasm is bounded perhaps only by, of course, yung cost. No, kung mahal ba o mura yung cosplay na cosplay nila. So with the prices of everything only going up every day, alam naman natin yan, no? Nagmamahal ang lahat. So cosplayers definitely need that extra push to take their cosplay to the next level. Right? So today, we are grateful to have an exceptional panel of experts joining us for this discussion. Our first panelist is a veteran cosplayer with passion fueled by love for the character itself. Starting way back in 2010, her experiences in the field have shaped her personality and growth. She has judged numerous cosplay competitions and was a guest cosplayer for a number of events in Cebu and Manila. Please give a warm welcome for Carlin Ryu! Next panelist has been cosplaying since 2017, a drag artist and lover of nostalgia. Our panelist is also a self-taught makeup artist and small-time crafter. Please put your hands together for the Breakdown!
Sabi ni Sir Dino, bawi na lang daw sa ng event na yun. Wala eh. Wala eh. Pangit eh.
Our final panelist is a rising Filipino cosplayer whose first cosplay was way back in 2018. Fueled by her motto to be weird and create cool stuff. Gaining both local and international recognition with her passion for fandoms. She loves sharing her creative process in portraying and making cosplays, gaining her awards in performance, dance, photography, and arts. Please put your hands together for Mugi Dayo! We'd love to welcome all of you here on FanFest, and we are thrilled to have you and your expertise for this very special discussion. So I hope you all don't mind if we get on to our discussion. Ready na kayo? Okay. How do you feel before we start the question? Let's go with Nua.
Pretty nervous, but I'm happy to be here.
Welcome here, Nua. How about you, Carlene?
So, yeah, same sentiments. Nervous, but I'll be thrilled to share.
Of course. And lastly, but not the least, let's have Mookie.
Hello, FanFes! Woo! Very excited to be here and get your questions later and talk about a lot of nerdy and crafty stuff today. Yeah!
So I know there are lots of people here in our audience who are aspiring cosplayers, diba? Who wants to learn from our senpais, as what they call it. So let's go with our first question for today. So since we are on the topic of upscaling budget cosplays, so how much would you consider as a budget cosplay? Is there any specific price ba para masabi natin na that cosplay is a budget cosplay? Let's go with Nuwa first.
So there's no specific amount for what a budget cosplay is, but I would say that a budget cosplay makes a small component of like your total salary or your total allowance. Say like 1/5 or 1/8 of your total salary or allowance would be a budget cosplay because it's just a small fraction of it.
Yeah, right. I remember when I was starting as a cosplayer myself, I was in college, so I was still studying. Kaya I agree, you set an amount of your daily allowance or weekly allowance just to consider it as your budget for cosplay for an upcoming event, diba? So how about you, Carly? Like, what do you consider as a budget cosplay?
Yeah, so for a budget cosplay, it was a good point that there's no specific amount since again, as a student, as a worker, we all have a specific budget for our hobbies aside from the necessities. So, for example, yeah, during my days,
Oh, how long was that, Carly?
that was more than a decade ago. So,
Wow.
yeah, so of course, you started with allowances. So before, 1,000 pesos was already a lot. So you already get the wig, you already got the costume. So it really depends on what's budget for you. It's okay to go above a bit, but make sure to what you call that? Don't let some of your necessities be oh my god. Just be responsible with your spending in terms of cosplay.
Alright, and last, you have Mookie. Grabe nostalgic yung back in the day. Like, 10 years ago, before Shopee, Lazada, TikTok was a thing, grabe, yung effort talaga to cosplay was, pag gusto mo talaga mag-cosplay, you have to do the thing, like go to places just to get cosplay, a costume or a wig. So, let's have Moogie for this one, like budget cosplay. What do you consider for you a budget cosplay? Like, how much would it cost?
Okay, I'm gonna give a specific amount. I would say like in this day in economy, maybe like 2,000 below, including wig, costume, shoes maybe. I feel like that's why we're gonna talk about like crafting later because I feel like one of the reasons why you can fit a costume on 2,000 is because more people are starting to get into sewing, crafting, and that saves like a lot already on like the whole cost of the cosplay. So basically, the only thing you would spend like the most on is probably like the cost of materials and like the wig, maybe the shoes.
And maybe the shoes, right? That's right. So, guys, before we go on to our next question, I would like to remind you that we will take questions for later. So, if you want to ask our dear panelists, Nua, Carlene, and Moogie with your questions, just please approach the side of the tech booth. So, side tayo ng tech booth so you can approach. Yan, nandyan siya sa gilid. Yan. So, dito tayo sa side na to ha, para makakuha or mabigay niyo yung mga questions niyo for our panelists for this segment. Okay. So, grabe. Yung mga throwback natin with the props, with the wig, with the costume, and how much would it cost? Diba? Ang hirap magbigay na, okay, this is a budget cosplay. Like, 500 is a budget cosplay. Maybe there's a 500 that looks really expensive, But, with that, what was the strangest DIY you did for a costume? I mean, diba? When we go to conventions, we have this last minute cramming. pag mag-cosplay ka, parang, okay, bukas na yung cosplay event, but I think I'm not yet ready. The night, nag-aayos pa ako ng wig. Or, hahanapin ko pa kung nasa yung accessories ko. So, what was the strangest DIY you did, Carly?
Okay, so for a motto, hindi ka cosplayer if hindi ka nag-prom.
Yeah.
Cramming is for
actually right.
being a cosplayer. So, speaking of experience, throwback ulit siya. So, before, when Vocaloid was a thing,
May mga fans pa dito ng Vocaloid. Can I see your hands? Mga fans ng Vocaloid! Yeah. Hasu Domingo, right? Kagaminer Rin. Oh, ba? I forgot the other one. It was...
Len Kagamine,
Yeah, Len Kagamine.
Kaito.
Kaito! Yan! Oh, grabe! May mga fans dito sa audience. So,
Yeah, so with the Vocaloid fandom, di ba, uso yung you need the mic, you need the headset, and then, well, as I was young back then, I thought we still have yung karaoke mic. Turns out, we didn't have it. So, I had to make a paper mache in the shape of a mic that time. I don't know, it looks weird kasi with the paper mache, you can actually gauge what's the tissue hardness kasi you won't know if it's too small or if it's too big. So, it's kind of weird because after the paint job, it didn't look like a mic.
oh my God, I'm having this, look in my head. I'm like,
Yeah. So, you tried your best making that prop to make sure that you get as accurate as you can. Kasi before we didn't have the Shopee, we didn't have the TikTok shop, so you can't order like 2 days before and mag-arrive siya. So, as a student with a little time that we have, paper mache was the best option back then. So for me, that was the weirdest kasi again, it didn't look like a mic, but it didn't stay. It became a mic.
Thank you so much for that, Caroline. How about you, Mugi?
Okay, I have 2 horror stories.
Horror stories. We want to hear about that movie.
Okay, no. Okay, my first one, so I'm a JoJo cosplayer, right? I cosplay Jojo. I cosplayed Johnny Joestar a few months ago. And then I went to the con. I had my makeup and everything. I realized I didn't paint my nails because his nails are blue. So what I did, I had blue eyeliner in my bag and I painted my nails with blue eyeliner. And nobody noticed that even I released a photo set with that cosplay and nobody noticed that my nails were painted with blue eyeliner. The second one is Isha from Arcade. So there are 2 versions, right? Isha in the last episode gets like blue hair, right? So my wig was brown. And we wanted like a few shots with the blue hair. So what I did, I was doing this photo shoot with Hikochi. So what she did, she got blue spray paint, like acrylic spray paint, she sprayed my wig. I don't think anyone noticed, like fumes. Like we could smell the fumes.
Oh my!
The whole, like, we were in a studio. We could smell the fumes inside for like an hour or something. But we just had to keep, like, I was very, I could smell the fumes like, in my face.
Oh my
It
God!
had to be done. It had to
Grabe.
be done. It's for the shots.
I bet na ang gaganda naman ng tinurn out ng mga
Super.
shots na yun. Like, you know,
Super.
tumigas na yung wig mo, nagkulay
Yeah,
mo pa siya.
tumigas
diba?
na siya. The style was kind of like,
Hindi,
no one noticed though.
Hindi, is ganda talaga minsan when you do cosplay. You do everything just to be as accurate as possible to the character you're cosplaying. And grabe yun, ay na-shoot. Naaamoy mo ba yung
Fumes. On the spot.
Hindi ko ma-imagine paano mo titaste ng ganun. Right, Dua? Like, how about you? If it was you, would you like, matitaste mo ba yung ganun, may fumes ng acrylic spray paint sa ulo mo?
So, going in the last vein of like last minute fixes for broken props. So I had a broken belt. And the buckle was like this solid shape that was silver. I didn't have enough time to like super glue it, wait for it to dry. So what I did was I got the aluminum foil, the kind that you use to seal like broken pots, and I put it on top of the belt buckle. Yeah.
That's smart, ah. That's very creative of you to do that. Kasi, parang iniisip ko, maghahanap pa ako ng last minute na paint. Yung mga spray paint, tapos para medyo hindi kumalat, is spray mo muna sa tapat ng can. Tapos kuha ka ng paint brush, tapos tsaka mo igaganon-ganon dun sa...
masulit kasi yung paint, tapos they sell it in like these big patches.
Ooh! Very budget ano to like, if you wanna get more for your money, di ba? Kasi bumili ka ng malalaking spray cans na after quite some time, matutuyo pala siya. Natutuyo pala yun. Diba, di mo masyado ginagamit. So, thank you for that, no? But, of course, when we prepare for our cosplays, meron tayong props, wigs, accessories. Do you have, guys, a preferred shop? Like, this is the shop or to look for budget cosplays, like, clothes, accessories. So, where do you shop? Specifically, if you have preferred shop na bibilhan mo ng wig mo, ng cosplay mo, ng accessories mo, contact lenses, makeups. So, let's start with Mugi. Like, anong shop, if you can share with our audience?
I guess like for Shopee, you can find everything on Shopee. I think we all know that. But I feel like the wig would depend on like what quality you're willing to settle for. So obviously there's a range. You can pick which fits your budget. The contact same I would say. I don't stick to brands. I'm very like flexible with brands. But for costumes, like Ukay is your savior, guys. I'm so serious. You can craft. Most of my costumes are like the basis from Ukay or the cloth is from Ukay, and I just like upgrade it. I put details on it. That's why I'm able to save like so much. That's why my costumes usually fit within 2,000 pesos, including wig, because the most expensive part will sometimes be the wig, and then the costume materials will be like kind of cheap, like around 1K or less.
Okay, thank you. Ukay, no? Like, there were ukay places around the metro, diba? Like,
Yes, specific if you want, Cubao and Anonas.
Wow, Cubao and Anonas. Medyo 10 years ago pa yung huling memory ko na may isang hilera ng ukay store, guys, sa Cubao. Diba, parang sa may LRT yung malapit, diba? Meron sa may LRT, meron din sa Gateway, diba? It's still there. Parang, imagine, no? Tapos 2 floors pa yun. Yeah, you will spend your time looking for something. I remember I have my cosplay then back in the day, like 10 years ago. It was a cosplay for, they call this Mirai Kuriyama. Yan. So si Mirai Kuriyama, guys, if you have watched that anime, meron siyang, yung cardigan niya na ang mahal-mahal. I think Royal something pa yung binihan dati parang Royal Wigs, I forgot the name. Naalala ko si Royal is the brand ng photographer namin. Sir Ron. So, ang mahal siya. Like parang 1,500. So, nakakita ako ng gano'n in an ukay store in Cubao. And it was very cheap, right? Very sulit. So, how about you, Nua? Like, is there any shop or places you prefer buying your cosplays, your wigs, your makeups that you want to share with our audience?
Okay, so Mugi pretty much already said it. Like, you can find so much on Shopee, and not even from one particular store. You just have to be a bit careful of where you buy on Shopee, because some stores aren't real, or like they don't have any followers, no ratings, but they have these cosplays. It's kind of sketchy. And Mugi also did bring up ukay. Don't sleep on ukay, guys. And because you guys already mentioned like Cubao and all those other places, I also want to share this. San Juan also has a lot of ukay places.
Wow, San Juan! Really? Wow. I mean, I haven't really explored San Juan aside from, my favorite store, Green Hills. For those who love to collect toys, anime toys and all those kinds of stuff. And, San Juan is just Green Hills for me. May ukay! Talaga, wow! That's really nice. That's another discovery for us, guys. May mga taga San Juan dito. May mga taga San Juan ba dito? Can I hear your voices? Meron ba? Or near San Juan? Wala. Ay, baka sa other, merong mga mas malalapit dyan, di pa lang natin na-discover. You can like, is there any places na mag-recommend mo sa ating mga aspiring cosplayers?
Okay, so lahat nakikita na natin sa Shopee at TikTok. Even the tela for the specific cosplay. Before we had to go sa Divisoria and stuff. Yeah, 168 Mall.
168 Mall, yeah. Tama.
So, at least right now, for the aspiring cosplayers, it will be a lot easier to find what you need. Kasi, with a little bit of research on what kind of cloth will be best for this kind of cosplay, isa-search mo lang siya sa Shopee. And yun nga, since maraming ang shops, always be careful lang din. So, make sure to check if my reviews. But if may specific shop in Shopee, I would suggest Pingoa. Yeah, yes, kasi to be specific, if wala yung cosplayer na hinahanap mo, you can actually request it from them. Like you're gonna search sa Google, and then you can ask them, is this available? And then they will look for you. And then if you have a specific budget, they will look for other brands as well. And then if you pick a specific brand that fits your budget, they will have it in their shop for you to check out. So, yeah, they have a good customer service.
Yun din yung maganda, guys. No, when you shop to a specific store, sometimes it's not just the items, it's the customer service.
Kasi even with the wigs, of course, yung mga old school wigs is medyo wala na siya sa market right now. So if they're specific, they can actually find it na parang, oh, we found this, and does this fit your budget? And then, yeah, you just let them know, and then you can check it out. So for wigs and costumes, Pingoa is also a good shop for shopping.
Ayun. Thank you so much with that recommendation, Carlene, Woody, and Mira. So, of course, alam na natin kung saan tayo bibili ng ating mga cosplays, saan tayo maghahanap ng mga budget cosplays natin according to how much we want to spend on a certain character that we want to portray. So, my next question is, does learning to sew or sew really save you a lot with making cosplays? Kailangan ba marunong kang manahin pagdating sa pagko-cosplay? Let's start with Nua.
Yes, I agree that learning how to sew does help you save money. Not necessarily just on making cosplays, but even just maintaining them and crafting them. Like, you can use it to make small repairs. You can use it to add appliques, accessories, gems, embroidery, and you don't even need a machine. You can do it by hand. So, yes, I agree.
Thank you. Baka may mga mananahe or those na nagka-crafting dito sa ating audience. Meron po ba tayo dyan? Can I see your hands? Ayun. Okay. So, how about you, Carlene? Like, marunong ba tayo manahe? What do you think? Mas makakasave tayo ng budget.
At some point, we needed to learn. Especially for the last minute repairs, yeah. So, it's a good thing that you know how to sew, especially yung mga last minute emergencies. Kasi with our costumes, so far, with the maintenance, na-overlook natin siya most of the time. So, we thought na okay pa yung ganito, and then turns out, a button is already off, yung the gems is already missing. So, yeah, I guess sewing really helps to lessen yung budget. Kasi instead of having a seam or looking for a seamstress specific just for a maintenance of the costume, you can do it yourself. That's also a budget.
Because, di ba, minsan, if we haven't cosplayed in a while, yung parang, ang dami mong stock ng costumes mo na parang 1, 2 years, 3 years mo na, or yung nung pandemic, I remember, di ba, nung pandemic, there were like lots of cosplays na binenta for like very low price. So, ngayon may convention na, ito na yung time para isuot mo yung mga cosplays, and then you found out na, oopsie! Yung letter, sirada. it happens to me a lot of times, di ba? Like, paano mo siya ayusin? No? Binuksan mo on the day ng event. Pagtingin mo, ay, hindi na siya tumidikit. And so, those things, grabe. Thank you so much for that, Carlene. How about you, Boogie?
Okay, I agree with what Carlene said. You have to learn it at some point. Because you're gonna realize, especially if you're like years into the hobby, you're gonna realize that especially if you do MTO, you're gonna realize at some point MTO shops become unreliable because delays are like very inevitable. Actually, the reason I started sewing in 2024 is because for like 2 years straight, my MTO shops were always like super delayed. And like, I don't blame them, but also like, I have a convention to attend, so I need to put matters into my own hands. So I started with hand sewing. Hand sewing is very tedious and it hurts your hands, but it's very worth learning. It's a good place to start. Like, you shouldn't buy a sewing machine, I think, before, if you haven't tried hand sewing. If you think that you need to buy a sewing machine, once you think that, okay, I think I can start sewing now, then you can invest. It's a really good, like, I agree, it's a really good, like, it really cuts on budget because the only thing you're spending for is the cost of materials. The labor is you. So you don't need to like pay an MTO shop that has like extra cost for labor because you're just spending on materials. And the best part is you can choose the cost of the materials. You can choose like a tier. You can choose if you want like the cheap kind or the more expensive fabric, but that's up to you already. So you're in control of your budget when you're sewing. That's why it's oh gosh, my holy grail. Sewing is a holy grail.
Right. That's right. Actually, when I was, cosplaying more often, back in the day, grabe! No, back in the day, no. So, it's been what? I would say 10 years, no? And yun yung isang bagay na I really wanna learn myself, manahe. Kasi I never get a chance to actually tahiin yung damit ko. But maybe repair as I do, but like a full-blown tahi on my own, maybe time, di ba? Minsan we don't have much time to do. But I say it's really nice kasi the details, minsan hindi nasusunod ng mga MTO shops yung details na gusto mo with your cosplay. And you want to put this and that, and you want to, mas masakit po dapat ito. Dahil parang alawa. Tama, Wiggy. So, that's it, no? Baka, for this last question that we have, no? So, our guest, we are entertaining questions. Do we have a question from our... Ayan. So, we have a question from our audience. So, a question from Dinah. Out of all the cosplays you did, what would you consider as the most expensive you've done? Oh my, expensive! Grabe, ito yung budget na sky high. Would you consider sky high, Caroline? Like, what's the most expensive cosplay you've done?
I think for me is, well, during the LOL days, it's the classic Ari. So,
the one with
the 9 tails. So, what I did was, I purchased yung cosplay market sa Facebook, a pre-love costume. So, the tails were not at the best condition. So, aside from the set, I had to buy fur, I had to buy for other materials for the props and accessories. I think the total of the whole costed around 15K.
50,000!
Because the fur that time, parang ano siya, 300 per yard. And imagine we're doing all 9 tails. Yeah. So, and then...
Tails pa lang yun? Or
overall na siya with the wig, the ears,
really expensive, guys. Willing ba kayo, no? For your favorite character to spend 50,000?
Kasi, to be fair, I really love Ari that time as my starter champ in LOL. So, I was very meticulous sa details nga. I bought yung metallic paint and handmade it. And then yung tassels niya, I had to buy random tassels to check and mix and match them. Even yung orb niya. So, yeah. So, parang you're gonna hanap ako sa Divisoria for like the transparent ball and then the LED lights and then, with the paint, the wig styling. So, yeah, I think that was the most expensive cosplay for me. 15K. Never again.
Ang dami mo bibili sa 15K, ha? Grabe. With that. How about you, Boogie? Like, what's the most expensive cosplay you've done? Medyo ano ba to?
Would you guys be surprised if I said it's Sasha Browse? She is my... People know me as Boogie. Like, when you hear Boogie, people automatically associate it with Sasha. Which I'm not surprised because I had a period of time, there's a period of time of 3 years, where I was only cosplaying Sasha because she's like my favorite ever. Until now, she still is. So, when I was... My most expensive costume is her black suit version, the Rita Liberio outfit, the like, black suit and then that's podium gear. I had that empty on because back in the day, I didn't know how to sew and craft. So I had an empty on. With wig, it was 8,000. But I know we're talking about budget. I'm just saying it's okay to spend for your faves, guys. It's worth it.
It's okay,
it's
guys.
Worth it.
Been there, done that. How about Dua?
Okay, so mine is probably my Gina Fire long cosplay. So she has this big tray, she has this huge 3D printed hair accessory at the back. She has 2 giant gold dragons and an elaborate like gown with scales and netting and like gold embroidery.
Nice.
Let's just say
Ayan na.
I spent twice what Carlene spent and then a little bit more. A little bit more.
30,000 plus. Plus yun, not 30,000 sarado. Oh my. I think I haven't... Pero hindi ba ako gumagastos sa mga 30,000? Pero pwede ba yung mga 15,000 ni Carlene? Gina-justify mo magbasa 10 eh. Kailangan ko ba talaga? Or can I still afford this? Diba? Lalabas natin yung savings natin for this character, lalo na kapag sobrang high quality. High quality ng cosplay, no? Okay, our next question from our audience is from Simon. Or Simon, right? Simon! So, what made you cosplay in the first place? What was the spark that made you want to be a cosplayer? Let's start with movie. Ayan. So, what made you want to be a cosplayer?
This is sorry. It's making me emotional. Oh God. Okay, so actually, I said, my introduction said I started in 2018. Well, I don't know if I can really say that because I cosplayed once in 2018 and then I stopped and then I resumed in 2022 with an account. So I was cosplaying back then without an account. I didn't know anything about the community. I wasn't like on Facebook or anything. No, I had like zero social media presence in cosplay. And that's why like I feel like this question is so like timely because my first cosplay was in FanFes 2018.
Wow, it's a FanFes
Oh my gosh.
2018. Grabe, ang tagal na nun na.
Yeah, back then FanFes was in Espora, in Taguig, so now it's here, so yeah. But what started, obviously love for fandom, like the feeling of bringing your faves to life and not just like bringing them to life. After you reach a point where you're satisfied with cosplaying your faves, it's not about the faves anymore, it's just about like, it becomes like about the craft, about the people. Like, I think that's what cosplay is like. It's because of the community that came from and also like falling in love with the craft of creating cosplays and portraying and performing and all this stuff. I guess like if you want like a specific story, the reason I made my account in 2022 is because I saw Attack on Titan cosplay who went to ACX 2022 and I saw it on my real account, like real life account. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so fun, people are cosplay. And this was like pandemic, right? So I was like, oh, people are cosplaying now. I was like, what if I get back into it? And then I made an account. And then there.
It's so good na talaga. No? Thank you for that, group. So how about you, Nua? Like, what was the reason that made you a cosplayer?
So, meeting other cosplayers kind of encouraged me to do it because I was working at a job that had a lot of cosplayers and they really kind of encouraged me to try because this job took Halloween very seriously. Very seriously.
Wow, doon talaga nagsisimula when someone influenced you.
Yeah, and these people just kind of really encouraged me. They showed me like, you don't have to cosplay just anime or just like RPG games. You can cosplay anyone you love from anything. So that was what really got me into it.
And last we have Carlene.
Yeah, so since I started 2010, yeah.
2010.
So that was the Animax days with Alodia, with Kaname. Yeah, so I got curious and I happened to stumble a post about a cosplay event in SM Mega Mall. So I just went there for a cost trip to check, and I had a lot of fun because the community, the program, and everything was just interesting for me back then. And then my first cosplay was Cosmania.
Okay. Ganun na katagal ang cosplay niya, no?
Cosmania 2010.
2010.
And I didn't have a wig before. My first cosplay was Amo Hinamori from Shugokara. Yeah, so since there was no wigs readily available that time, I had to use yung colored hairspray from Watson's. Yeah. So yeah, that spark was what made me stay, because after that event, everyone was so welcoming. Everyone was, if when they see someone cosplaying the same character as them, we just vibe them. Oh, you like that anime too? Oh yeah, I like this. So yeah, that's how the community grew, and until now, I'm still here.
Yes, after how many years, right, Eileen? So, you know, it made me realize, no, I've been in the community for almost 10 plus years. So, I still look young, guys. Wala kaya I still look young, okay? Yeah, it was a statement. But I remember when I first started cosplaying, I really loved the warmness of the community, how the people welcome you, the fandom you were able to build and discover. It was really, really nice. So I believe that's all the questions from our audience. We like to thank you all for your interest in the subject. But before that, let's close our discussion on this question. So our last question will be: is there like what's a life hack you want to share with everyone that is here with us with regards to, cosplay? Anong life hack natin in a short sentence? Start with Dua.
Okay, if you're going to wear a skirt or tight pants, I would suggest you opt to wear workout leggings or workout shorts instead, because those have invisible pockets. You can put your phone there, and you don't have to keep holding it, because sometimes cons can be attractive to thieves, and sometimes your valuables get stolen. So having like the tight pants, the leggings, or like the workout shorts with a hidden pocket is a good way to like keep your stuff and your phone near you without necessarily like kind of being in the way of your cosplay.
Thank you for that, Noah. Kaya guys, check your valuables, check your wallets, your phones, diba? It has to be with you all the time. How about you, Carlene? What's the life hack?
Life hack will be recycle your cosplay, guys. Not just the costume. So overall, the wigs, the props, the shoes. You'll be surprised when you mix and match some stuff. You can actually use it for a different cosplay, for a different character. So that's a really good budget cosplay you can practice.
Thank you for that, Carlene. And lastly, we have Mugi.
My life hack.
My cosplay, it's not really into crafting, but I say cosplay somebody you're uncomfortable cosplay, or cosplay somebody you're scared to cosplay. I feel like that, like doing that, kasi we have all these thoughts when we look at a character, they have unrealistic proportions, they're like 6 foot. But then you can look at them and say, oh no, I don't think they will fit me because I have a round face and I'm 5 foot. I'm talking about myself, by the way. That's my character. But if you do that, like if you just push it, you will realize that you learn so much along the way of like making a cosplay. Because you're gonna be forced to like learn the techniques. For example, like, you can learn makeup techniques to make your face look more masculine. Even if you have a round face, wig styling also helps, like framing the face, especially if you have a round face and the character has like exposed like face. You can just cover, you can make the wig like frame your face so that looks sexy. That's a hack. And also, like if you are a 5-footer like me, just wear platforms.
Oh, look at that.
Exposed. Only you guys will know I'm wearing that. It hurts, but tiis ganda, guys.
This ganda indeed. So, that's all the time that we have for today. We'd like to thank you all, our audience, for their questions and of course, your participation. And of course, for our extreme gratitude to our panelists today. This TikTok, we have Nua Freitag, Carlin Liu, and Boogie Dayo. So before we end, let's have a group photo, guys. Kita ang press. Thank you so much to Carlene and Boogie for sharing your knowledge with our Pink Talk today. So, again, thanks to our panelists. Let's give them another round of